Welcome to the Marine Sediments for Dummies.
We have lots of things to learn today, so let's get started.
The first thing we are going to go over is lithogenous sediment.
Have you ever heard of lithogenous sediment? It originated from pre-existing rock material. They come from terragenous sediments or large land masses.
Weathering breaks down into smaller pieces. When that happens, the erosion material gets deposited into the oceans, streams, wind, glaciers, and gravity. Earth's continental margins as 40% runoff from Asia.
Whoa!
The composition of lithogenous sediment reflects the material from which it was derived.
One of the most common minerals of Earth's crust is quartz. Major component near all large rocks is the percentage of lithogenous particles that find their way to deep ocean sediment.
The texture of the sediment was from Wentworth's scale of grain size indicated particles that are classified as boulders, stones, pebbles, silt or clay.
In grain is deposited where both energy level 1 speed is minimal, cause a granite is the exact opposite to well-grained, well-sorted sand dunes.
That is where wind can only pick up a certain sized particle, also indicated transportation process capable of picking up boulders.
Lithogenous sediment dominates most neurotic deposits. It includes and breaks down deposits of the continental shelf deposits, tar-dated and glacial deposits. Most paleogenic deposits
are composed of fine-grained material. Beach deposits are transported by waves that crash against shorelines,
especially in storms.
Sediments that covered the continental shelf were deposited from 3,000 to 7,000 years ago, and have not been covered by recent deposits.
Turbidite deposits are underwater avalanches that periodically downcount slope and carve canyons. It carries vast neritic material. Glacial D were laid down in most recent ice age.
A little fun fact for you: abyssal clay is made of 70% fine clay-sized particles from continents.
Time for biogenous marine sediment.
Biogenous sediment originated from remnant of hard points about living organisms. Microscopic biogenous sediment is large enough to see without a microscope.
It includes shells, bones, and teeth of large organisms. Microbiogenous sediment contains particles so small they can only be seen well through a microscope. Algae contribute with protozoans to biosediment.
Calcite and silica are two common chemical compounds in biogenous sediment. Diatoms and common chemical compounds in biogenous sediment. Diatoms and radiolardons make biogenous as living organisms build greenhouses out of silica as a protective averaging.
The texture of biogenous marine sediments is determined of the ooze and the way the grains break down and disintegrate. It has a siliceous ooze that creates the dilution of the water.
Distribution of the materials is transported by the underwater current of the ocean. It transports it by picking up the sediment and transferring it throughout the ocean.
That's a lot of information.
Oh, we're just getting started.
Well, let's keep going.
Hydrogenous marine sediment.
It causes the minerals to come out of solution or precipitate. Precipitation usually occurs when conditions change.
Hydrogenous sediment here represents a small portion of the overall sediment in the ocean.
They have many different compositions and are distributed in diverse environment of depositions.
Now on to cosmogenous marine sediment.
While first forming an insignificant portion of the overall sediment on the ocean floor, cosmogenous sediment consists two main types.
Microscopic spherules and macroscopic meteor debris. It has small globular masses. Some spherules are composed of silicate rock materials and show evidence of being formed by extraterrestrial impact ever on Earth or other planets.
Planets eject small molten pieces of crust into space. These tektites then rain down on Earth and can form tektite fields. Other spherules are composed mostly of iron and nickel.
Well, that's all we have today. Thank you, Mrs. Jones and class, for sitting through the boring project.
Bye. Hope you enjoyed our show.
Peace.